Attention, attention. In the following video, you will hear the thoughts, opinions, and joy of a man. I apologize for this inconvenience and the emotional distress that it may cause. I'm wishing you nothing but love, but I thought it was only best that I take on the role of trying to figure out a man so you don't have to. So let's sit back, relax, and let's hear a man lie. Hi guys, welcome back to That's So Thinkative. I'm your host, Janelle, aka The Baddest. I hope everyone is doing well. And in this episode, we have Manny, Emmanuel, for the That's So Men episode.
Hi guys, how's it going?
He's the final boss, the final air sign boss. He has a Gemini, he's a Gemini rising, Libra sun, Aquarius moon, a walking red flag. So I bought the final boss on this episode because what better way? What better way?
Yeah, no, that's fair. To be fair, they all canceled out, but whatever.
Do they?
What? I like to think so.
Okay, I just want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself. Tell us something fun that you like to do, anything interesting about yourself. One fun fact, icebreaker questions.
Ah man, I feel like I'm in an interview here. I mean,
You
you're
are.
right. It is an interview. That's true.
You are.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Fun facts about myself. Um, Honestly, I like to try everything. I feel like there isn't really anything in this world that I wouldn't want to try just at least once.
Mm,
Um, right now, let's see, one thing that's really random about me, I love to snowboard.
that
I'm
is
like a
very
big
random.
snowboarder. It's very random. Some Nigerian in California that loves to snowboard. That's like
Mm,
super left field.
yeah.
And I love to cook. I love cooking. That's one of my love language and one of my many ways to flirt. So
He's a
yeah.
Libra. He's always flirting. Okay, I have a question of the week that I want you to answer. So,
Mm.
why do you think it's hard for men to show empathy?
Um, I think the reason why it's kind of difficult for men to show empathy is because honestly, I believe it's the upbringing. Um, a lot of men, dads or no dads in their life, kind of grew up like, oh, and I'm sure most guys would probably say this, like they grew up like happy, wanted to say, wanted to actually show their emotions. But the way that the world works is that, as a guy, as a kid growing up, you have to kind of learn to survive, and your way to survive is by shoving all that down.
Mm,
And as men grow older, of course, having shoved all those emotions down, it usually just comes out to either empathy, I mean, like lack of empathy, or sometimes even anger. So
mm.
it's really really like most men, you'll see like usually only have like two emotions. But that's because of the upbringing, the way the world is.
We love a man in therapy.
Was that
Okay.
giving it away? Oh
Yeah, that's
man,
very much so giving it away.
very telling. Okay. Ooh.
Okay, I want to play a game with you. Let's see if you're smarter than a fifth grader.
Mm, I hope so.
Okay, I have some this is from BuzzFeed, so we have some questions. I'm gonna ask you about maybe like four or five, just to start you off, just to
Okay.
see where you at, okay?
All right.
What is the tallest mammal on Earth?
The tallest mammal on Earth has to be a giraffe.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's give you a round of applause for the first one, okay? Okay, what is the capital of Australia?
Um, is it Sydney?
No, I'll give you another guess. It starts with a
Um,
C.
oof. I do not know. What is it?
Canberra.
Canberra?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
I've
C-A-N. Have you ever heard of
that's the most Australian sounding word I've
that?
ever heard in my life. I can hear
Would
them
you
say it in their accent, like
say it?
like Canberra. Like
Would you ever go to Australia?
hell yeah.
I would never do that.
Never?
You saw them snakes coming out of like the damn walls and shit? No, I'm not doing that. I'm
Oh
not doing
yeah, no,
that.
I mean I hate snakes. I hate spiders.
Yeah, they
I
have
hate
weird
jellyfish.
animals.
They have like
I
it's
hate
like God.
jellyfish.
Oh yeah, they got like the most poisonous jellyfish in the world.
But
And
why do you
every
hate jellyfish?
because what do you mean? They could kill you.
They're
I don't
so
like
cute
anything
and
that could kill
cuddly.
me.
They look cute. You don't
Oh,
like things that
go.
can kill you?
No, I don't like things that could kill me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who does?
That's very true.
mm. Anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, Australia seems great. It's just that the funny thing about Australia is that like off all its beaches are infested by sharks. So that's pretty funny.
Why do you know
And
that?
I don't know. I don't know why I don't know the capital of Australia, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's getting to me.
Okay, the next question is, what is the process by which plants make their food called?
Photosynthesis.
Okay. Two, what is that? 3 out of 4 or
It's 2 out of 3 so far.
damn, good at that too. Okay, let's go one more. Let's find
Mm,
something hard. That's what she said.
hmm
Um, how many adjectives are in this sentence? Billy made a rude noise in class.
Billy made a rude noise in class. None.
One.
Oh, a rude noise.
Rude. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay, so 2 out of 4, right?
That's an F. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that is. It's kind of poor.
Mm.
Not starting off right. So in this episode, in this episode, I wanted to dive into the depths of a man's mind so you guys don't have to. And
hmm
we have a few questions that I have lined up. So first question, why are y'all like that?
Um, we're like that because
He's about to lie already.
we are like that because y'all are like that.
Us.
Yeah, the world.
Okay. Okay. Why do you think women have misunderstood? What do you wait?
Mm.
What do you think women have misunderstood about men or are you in
Um, it's kind of hard to say just generally.
mm,
Also, thank you for disclaiming earlier that this is a man who does go to therapy. So, like,
yeah.
obviously,
I'm
my answer is going to be a little bit, less
yeah.
general. But um, I will say one thing I feel like a lot of women really do misunderstand about men are I'm trying to think of the word here. Our
Hmm.
intentions.
Are your intentions clear?
Our intentions are usually clear to us. Uh,
Oh. Did you share it with the class?
let me share it to class. Let me explain what I mean. All right. So obviously there's a different way, like there's usually like a different style of communication when it comes to like men and women, just generally. When guys
Hmm.
talk to other guys, there's a certain way to communicate where sometimes they don't even need to use words. Same thing with women. I mean, you've heard the term like women are playing on like 5D chess and men are like, just playing like the regular 3D chess. So like we're
Hmm.
so simple and sometimes women are so intricate that like when we try to talk to each other or try to communicate, we don't try to speak each other's languages.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of the times, like, and yeah, get it. Like, granted, like, there's a lot of guys who will definitely hide their intentions, right? Those are losers, straight up. Like, anyone who hides their intentions to like hurt someone else
Most
or
of y'all
get
do
some
that?
are losers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that goes in both ways too, though, definitely.
Yeah. I think so too.
Um, but I believe it's really just it just boils down to um just miscommunication. Someone assumes something that wasn't the intention of this other person, and that's usually what happens. Like that's what
Okay. I
yeah,
understand that. I can see that. I
makes
don't
sense.
I think a lot of times men just lack actually vocalizing those intentions out loud.
And
Or
I
if they
agree.
do, they'll like their actions won't reflect their actual intentions. And that's where the mismatch happens.
Yeah, I definitely
So,
agree. I mean, some people definitely see it as a game, and some people like actually do love that game and love to play it.
yeah.
It's very rare to see someone who like moves intentionally and like wears their heart in their sleeves.
Yeah.
So
Another question. Well, these are all a lot of questions. So
No, please
there
continue.
is one thing I want to know when men get a text, a long detailed text of like, oh, this is how I'm feeling, yada, yada, yada. Why do y'all only answer one part of the text and it has nothing to do with the main concept of what's going on, but you really like, oh yeah, I didn't buy a Sprite, I got a Coke. What is that? What is
So
that
wait,
about? Is
why
that
the fuck?
deflection?
Wait. Why was I just thinking about the whole? Why was I just thinking about Sprite as well? That is
I'm in
so
your
weird.
head. I'm
Nah,
in
get
your
away.
head.
Nah, leave me alone. Why do we do that? Honestly, I would admit myself that I have done that multiple times. Um, Sometimes it's just funny because we know that like I'm so serious. I know for a fact that she just sent me this whole detailed thing. She's probably mad at me about something, you know what I'm saying? And she already pissed me off, might as well just get her
Take her
back.
over the edge.
Take her over the edge. I will
Yeah.
admit, yeah, man, we can definitely tend to drive women crazy, just as women tend to drive us crazy. It's a
Mm,
struggle of power.
yeah.
Um, but usually, it could go literally two ways. Either the man is admitting to those other things, and like, so there's no reason to address it, so he's just gonna talk about the one thing that feels false, because it's like, oh yeah, you're right, I did do all those things, but why the fuck are you lying about me getting you a Sprite? Okay, first of all, it was a Coke. Don't try to sneak in those little gas, don't try to gaslight me, because what the fuck,
Don't try to
right?
gaslight you.
Don't try to gaslight me, all right? But yes, you're definitely, you're right about those other things, but I'm just not gonna say it. So I'm
Mm.
only gonna respond to like that one part. Or, it's like, yeah, I just want to be an asshole and only respond to one part because when I know you spent all this time, I'm not gonna give you back
And send
any
it
of
to
it.
the group chat to clarify some words too. And you just gonna oh, that's just crazy. Insane
Mhm.
work. Um, Another one is why do y'all always come back? Is it ever a genuine reason to come back, or is it just like my thought process is, oh, like other bitches that was I was with before wasn't working out, so let me go see if she's still stupid,
It's a little mixture of both.
depending on
Um,
the lady.
no, not even depending on the lady, just
Oh.
depending on, like, okay, and this is just me being honest, right? Like, really, it's just a test to see if you still got it. Like, if we're not looking for anything
Mm.
serious, that is, right? Um, like, yeah, I mean, if I'm talking to a girl, we start talking, whatever, but like she's still within my space, and I'm not blocked, she's not blocked. Hey, like we already had sex before. It's kind of like a warm introduction, maybe even a hot introduction, depending on how good it was. To be honest with you,
Mm,
so yeah,
interesting. Do you think men in general can ever be like truly monogamous or like people? And well, I want to say men because I feel like men have a harder time, not to generalize, but to generalize. Do you think people, men in particular, can be monogamous? Or do they always think that there's something better that they're never gonna really like?
I truly believe that men can be very much monogamous.
Mm,
Yeah, it really just kind of boils down to, and I don't want to I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything like that, but a guy will know like if he's gonna be monogamous with you before you guys even start dating.
hmm.
Yeah,
How do you
like
think they
most.
know?
Oh, we just know. There's okay. Look, there's three different levels when it comes to like just dating women in general, and I like to admit that I use kind of in my head. Right, there's like a first level where it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna smash her, pass
Hmm.
it on, keep it moving, right? Then there's like a level two where it's like, yeah, that could be like going to like girlfriend territory, but like I'm just kind of with her for like, to see if there's something better, which is what a lot of women tend to fall into because
Hmm.
most of the time, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but like most of the time, it's like she's here, you know what I'm saying? Like she is available, and this is like a good way to, and this is gonna sound really bad, but like this is like a good way to kind of like understand what it is that I really want in life, you
Mm,
know. And if hopefully in hopes that either that she does evolve and so does he into like the next level, step three, which is like engagement and marriage, or it just doesn't happen and we break it off and repeat the cycle again. um but for most of the guys I speak to, A lot of the guys I'm talking about, not just black men, but also like just every other race in general. Most of the time, I want to say at least 90% of the time, they do just want to find that one person. It's just that they've been hurt so many times that
Or have
they,
they just been hurt when they were in third grade and they're just still holding on to that hurt from third grade?
yeah, that too. That still
You know
counts. They
people
were
like that? That's
they were hurt. That's what I'm saying. Just generally, they were hurt. So it's
mm,
like it's hard for them to kind of get past that. This is why I say a lot of men should go to therapy because he needs to get past that. But
yeah.
you don't see that happening like often. So y'all got to deal with it, unfortunately.
I don't gotta
But
deal with shit. That's good for me.
you say I am good.
I
You can
am
keep that over
good.
there. That's funny. But yeah, I do believe that men can be definitely monogamous. A lot of the guys I talk to who are like my friends like dream of like having a wife and kids. They were working
What
hard.
what is a category? Because that's the categories you were talking about, I feel like are the levels, I guess.
Uh,
Is it just like depending on what you like I guess like I would say like what you actually want out of a person and seeing that in other people. So like certain people would get certain versions of you, if that
oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, definitely. Those girls will
What
definitely get certain
so
versions of me.
that would have to be like a your own internal value system. So it's not like a generalization where someone can be like, oh, like, if you're this caliber of a woman, you're always going to be this to this woman. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
no, it
value
doesn't.
system.
Yeah, it does. It's always internal. That's why like you'll
Mm-hmm.
see like celebrities like cheat on like the hottest women or like the most beautiful women in the world because they just did not fit that internal
Mm-hmm.
system. They were on that two or on that one level sometimes.
Or not
So,
even that, because like I don't even think it has to do with the women per se. It could just be some internal things that they have going on with
mhm.
themselves. Like they haven't met themselves deep enough to like accept that kind of intimacy, or they haven't met like sometimes I feel like when men can be intimidated by a woman and then just like, oh, I need to like humble her in a way. I feel
Oh
like I've
yeah,
yeah.
no, that's definitely a thing for sure. I mean, again, like I said, we were brought up to be, like most men were brought up to be like extremely dominant and like
Hmm.
extremely, just forceful and willing for like a lot of things. And so, of course, like when you meet this, other sex, other gender that you're supposed to be like, dominating or whatever you want to call it, and they're doing way better than you in all categories. Why wouldn't you feel like your whole life has just basically been like like what I'm saying? Like you've been working hard this whole time to
Yeah.
better yourself, for a woman, and here comes a woman who's already doing better than you, and then you're gonna feel intimidated. And I understand, I get it. I'm not like that. I don't care if my wife is doing great, excellent. Like I'm I'm great. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my best to support her. But like a lot of guys, that's just how they were brought up. And I mean, obviously they're part to blame as well because you could always change, you could always grow and
Hmm.
change. But at the same time, it's like because of the environment, and the way that they were, just taught to like live and how life is supposed to be, it's really hard for a lot of them to accept that fact.
Hmm.
So yeah.
As a man, do you think that you have to feel needed in order to like be in like a successful relationship?
Hmm.
Got you thinking.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to say yeah because as a man, you want to be like a provider for like your family, and most men want to be providers like for their family. So
In this day and age,
that,
most men.
yeah, most men. I mean, they don't have the funds for it. You know what I'm saying? But most men do want to be able to, support and provide for their family. I mean, like if we keep it a little bit like R here, but like there's tricks, all right? People there's men
Hmm.
who literally just love to spend because it literally satisfies that innate part of wanting to don't do that. of wanting to of wanting to provide and do all this type of things because it makes us feel fulfilled, it makes us feel wanted. Um, as a man, like you kind of feel like as you grow up and as you see social media and all this other stuff that your worth is basically kind of based on how much you can provide. A lot of men are judged just based purely on your worth. And so because of that, why wouldn't they want to feel like needed? Like that's what they feel like they were kind of basically brought up to do. So,
So needed financially more so than emotionally or anything.
well, I would say needed financially more because when it comes to emotions, a lot of guys have that suppressed. You know, there are a lot of guys that want to come off as weak, they want to come off as dominant, and a lot of guys see emotion as weakness. So
What do you see emotion as?
I used to see it as a weakness.
And now,
Now I see that emotion is part of being human, and emotion is not something you should like run away from. Like I basically used to like live in a very binary state. It was
mm,
either on or off, black or white. Like throw emotion away. What's the most efficient way to get, to get whatever issue that we're having done? And it makes it number one really hard to like speak about things in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, like we were arguing, you did this wrong. I don't care about the emotion of like why something wrong happened. I just care about like okay, what happened. And emotions are very complex and really really hard to understand if you're not in tune with them. So not knowing what's going on is it makes you kind of feel weak, which is probably why I think a lot of men see emotion as weakness. But I don't see that anymore. I definitely see it as like it could be a strength for sure.
mm.
Yeah.
What do you think is like a male stereotype that you feel is not true for you and what is true for you?
What stereotypes do you generally see in men?
Lack of empathy, dumb, not funny, boring, liar,
Mm,
uh, manipulative,
okay.
sometimes attractive.
Mm.
Oh, this is stereotypes. I was describing.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm like,
Sorry.
how is speed? You started off good. I don't know what
It,
happened
it
there.
got to a whole nother place, but
Yeah, yeah.
a
That's
stereotype I really do think I see in a lot of men is the lack of communication is like a big thing I see across the board.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I will say, yeah, I definitely have had like a part of my life where I sucked at communicating,
Mm.
and I mean that's no one's fault. I'm already a shitty texter as it is, because of like a previous thing. So what's that? You don't think I'm a shitty texter?
No.
No, you're just worse than me. I don't know if you get that. I'm already bad. You're just worse somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
everybody on do not disturb. And so
Uh-huh.
if I'm ever texting fast, it's because I'm usually inside the messages. Then I'll forget that I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on TikTok and I forget. So
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I respond in my head.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's
I never used to understand that when people used to say that, but I can completely understand that now. Like I definitely do only like yeah, let's not talk about it. I'm working on it.
yeah.
I'm not working
Sorry.
on it. I'm not working on it actually. It is what
The-
it is.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I mean, I have to accept you.
I'm more of a FaceTime person anyway, I think.
Mm,
As I've gotten older, I feel like I'm turning into my mom. So
yeah, no, I'm the same way. I'll be on the phone for hours with anybody.
hmm we're
Yeah,
yappers,
yeah,
real
yeah,
life
we are.
yappers.
No, definitely.
Air sign activities. The air sign placements come out when I want to talk.
Oh yeah, what's
So
your sign placement? Is it Gemini?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw TikTok. I've been learning. I've been learning.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah,
How do you,
I
oh, that's a
know.
good question. How do you feel about astrology? I know that like, did you always have like because I know that you're now like more interested in it, not as like super like I am, but like, have you, what's, what's your relationship with astrology?
I think it's pretty
And why
cool.
do men hate it so much?
Um, Honestly, they hate it just because they think it's dumb. Like
Mm.
just generally, they're like, "Oh, okay, that's stupid." Like this girl is believing in star signs and shit, believing in the moon and rocks and stuff. Like it just looks really dumb to a lot of men. Um, and it also kind of feels emasculine because when it comes to astrology, you're looking inward.
Mm.
And
A
why
word.
why does a guy want to message? Why does like why does a guy want to fucking care about what the fuck the stars got to say about how his emotions are? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
have like a woman try to determine who he is without meeting him. Most of the time, though, I've noticed it to be kind of correct. I'll be honest. Like it's always shocking to me.
Mm. Did you
Like
ever go to Astro Cafe?
what's that?
Okay, I'll talk to you later about that. Continue,
Okay,
sorry.
that's a bet. Um, but yeah, initially I didn't really care about astrology. I mean, I still don't per se, or care as much as others. But I was like, if you were to tell me something about like my signs and stuff like that, or like the signs that was, about someone else, like most of the time I've noticed for it to be like pretty damn accurate, and it's a trip. Like,
What's what's some accurate things that you've seen about your Libra sun?
oh, I'm in the hot seat.
Are
Um,
you a liar?
yeah, yes.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna deny and say like I don't lie. I'm working on not lying. Like literally, it's something I have to actively work on because it's growing up you think oh whatever it just becomes a part of you, but as you grow older I'm just like I don't like that aspect of myself. I don't like to
Mm.
lie or even withhold information because it's something I have to keep track of, and
Yeah.
I'm running out of space up there, so it's just like what's fun about that.
Mm.
So yeah, I try my best to be honest or even overly honest. um yeah.
What is your take on therapy since you're in it? What is your take on therapy
I
and
think
men?
everyone I think everyone needs to go to therapy. I think if you go to the doctor for your physical checkups, you need to go to therapy for your mental checkups. If not therapy, find a mentor who could kind of be your therapist. Find someone who's gone through it.
Mm.
Because if you don't take care of your mental health, you're basically doing a disservice to yourself. Like, oh, you don't have time to work your mental health, but you have time to like work your ass off. By the time you get up there, you're not even gonna be happy to spend your money.
That's
You
very
just you
true.
did all that job. You did all that for nothing. If you lose your mind, you're already lost in this world. So what's the point of it all if you're not full, if you're not whole the whole time?
Mm.
So that's how I see it.
All right, last question before we get into the game.
Mm.
What is wrong with air sign men?
Um, it's a pretty loaded question there.
Mm.
What is wrong with air sign man? Um,
Everything.
what's wrong with air sign man? There is not enough kind earth sign women out there. There is not enough. There is not. I'm joking. I'm joking. No.
First of all, air signs are supposed to be with fire signs, but for some reason, air signs love to find them a earth sign or a water sign. And water signs are supposed to be with earth signs, but earth signs can't get away from air signs. And then fire signs are just everybody's, they vibe everywhere.
Yeah. I could definitely agree. I could attest to that. Yeah. I don't know why. I just started leaning more towards like earth and water signs, and I mean, it's just a much more bolder personality. Maybe that's just like personally me and
Mm.
like my chart. It could be.
No, your whole chart is uh,
Eh?
demon terror. It's awful. It's honestly awful.
I think it's
It's
great.
scary. Do you have CoStar?
I do.
Do I have you on CoStar? I don't think I do. Because I
Let me
want to
see.
know I know your chart is insane. 444. I know it's insane. Look at these angel bitches always talking about
Uh,
fucking numbers.
that's another thing too. Like that's like, can you explain to me four
What
four
444?
four or 222 or 333? It's like, what is
I
that?
feel
While we look for the co-star.
I feel like for me, I see a lot of my birthday, 423 all the time. I see a lot of like these are like angel guiding numbers for me. So like whenever I see them, even though I see them quite frequently, so sometimes I'm like, am I just tripping? Am I being delusional? But like Maybe my gods and my spirit guides are always with me. So
Mm,
that's probably why, but they all mean different things. So 444, I mean, I think it's like spirit is around you or guiding you or you're on the right path. Same with
mm,
333. 555 and 666 are like changes.
mm.
777 is luck. 888 is abundance. 999 is completion. 000 is newness. 111 is newness. 222 is true love.
I love that.
That's what I think of.
I
I'm
see
not quite sure of like the actual things, but that's when I see them.
888 being abundance is kind of fire. Like eight, you know what I'm saying? Eight, eight. I'm
And you
trying to
get
shut up.
eight eights. Eight.
Cat eight. That's that hell. Oh, I just sent you a screenshot of my
Okay,
co-stars.
let
That
me
way,
see your
save you some time. But back to the whole stereotype question because I didn't get to answer that. Um,
a Sagittarius stellium.
a
Jesus
Sagittarius
Christ.
what?
Stellium.
Stellium?
Aquarius stellium. Oh my God.
What's a stellium?
Jeez, is when you have three or more placements in one sign.
Oh, I have three Sagittarius placements.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. Yikes.
What?
Every time I look at it, it's just like a horror scene. Ugh, God.
I've had no complaints, by the way.
They're lying to you. They're lying to
Probably.
you.
Probably.
Gemini rising, Libra moon and sun. Well, Libra Mercury. So you communicate. Oh, Sagittarius Venus. Oh God.
What's wrong with the Sagittarius Venus? I thought that was a good thing.
I have a
Stop.
bad Venus too, according to astrology.
What is
So
it?
let me chill out. I have a Gemini Venus.
What does that mean?
Very
Oh, no.
flirtatious,
Oh, okay.
choosy. I don't know, they say that I'm supposed to be like not able to like be locked down or settle down, which I guess we'll see.
See, this is one of those instances where I'm like, damn, astrology is pretty,
Interesting.
yeah, that wasn't the word I was gonna
What
say,
was you
but
gonna
yeah,
say?
uh, accurate maybe a little bit. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty on point sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a bit flirty. I get it. I get it. I agree.
I didn't say it, but yeah.
Yeah. What was the last question I asked you?
You asked me about stereotypes and which one I am.
On air
Oh, which
signs,
one?
Libras?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but honestly, I want to say like a stereotype that I'm not is definitely I'm not emotionally unavailable. I
Hmm.
am fully available.
Hmm.
It's just how it's received, I guess, if that makes sense. Should I elaborate?
Elaborate.
Okay, I mean, really, like, we have to admit as well that there's some women who see emotional men as a turnoff.
Yes.
You never know who it's gonna be, but that's a lot of women who are like that. My cousin for sure is like that. Her and I speak about guys because we're the same age. You know what I'm saying? Like we are kind of living the same life of like we're both single and like 26 and like just in different cities on our own dating. And it's she's I mean she'll see some guy it's just like oh he cares too much or like he talks about like his feelings too much that's gross that's an ick like damn like I didn't know that was a thing not just using her as an example but I've met other women like that as well.
I think when it's like that, it's coming from a place of like, not to get all therapy or whatever, but
No, go ahead
I
please.
do think it comes from a place of not deeply meeting yourself and being uncomfortable with like those kind of emotions within yourself. So when someone else is expressing them, you're like, what the fuck? You know how to do that or you're doing that? So it's just kind of like, I feel like that. I don't get it. I don't think it's a turn off when men are emotional. I think it's a turn off when they use that as like a manipulative tactic. Because I think a lot of times in this day and age, a lot of men pretend to be emotionally available, but then when it
Oh,
actually calls for them to be emotionally available,
mhm. You're talking about cancer man I know
yeah.
yeah I know.
Look at you.
I know a few things. You know what I'm saying? Get me educated.
Okay. Do you want to play the game now?
Yeah, sure. Let's play the game.
Okay,
I'm already
I think I have like five, I think I have five questions.
okay. I have
I know a
10.
few of these answers, so let's see. The game is truth or drink, so I'm gonna ask him five questions. He has like four questions for me, and then if I want to answer them, or if you don't want to answer them, you drink. If you do want to answer them, you say it, obviously. So I'll go first. We'll go one by one. So I'll say mine, and then you say yours, and I'll say mine, and you say yours.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Have you ever cheated?
Yeah.
Why did it take you so long?
I was thinking if I should drink or not.
Okay, go, go, go.
Yeah, but I won't do it. I won't ever cheat again. Disclaimer. Ever again,
You
because
don't
that
believe
karma.
once a cheater, you don't believe once a cheater, always a cheater?
No, it's hard to say. Because like, if you're like a serial cheater, then yeah, you're for sure always gonna cheat. But if you only cheated like one time and you didn't feel good about it, I don't think you're ever gonna cheat again. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah. Plus, karma is a real thing.
Real as hell.
It's real as fuck. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna throw that question back to you. I had some like other questions, but have you ever cheated?
No.
Okay.
Good girl here. Sorry. What is the biggest lie you've ever told a partner?
Mm, I want to keep your podcast juicy, so I'm gonna answer. Biggest lie I ever told a partner was probably that fact. I told her I wanted to marry her, and she was in that level two phase.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, no, I know, but I've learned to not do that again as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
pretty sure men have said that several times. I've been told that before too, so I don't think men. Yeah,
yeah,
just yeah. Okay.
yeah, we like to sell the dream, you know.
Yeah. Libras.
Oh, okay. What do you value most in emotional connections? And how do you think that impacts the way you approach romantic or sexual relationships?
How do I think it what?
How do you think that impacts the way you approach romantic or sexual
Mm,
relationships when it comes to emotional connections?
hmm. What do I value most? I value honesty the most when it comes to emotional connections. I think when people can be vulnerable and show themselves in a different light and be comfortable enough to do that is really amazing. And then maybe comfortability as well. And I
Mm,
think that approach kind of like helps me navigate through people I don't want to like engage with on a romantic or sexual level because if I don't think you're honest and I don't feel comfortable with you, it's a lot easier for me to be like, yeah, no cutty for you, buddy.
okay,
No
so
cutting for
then
you.
segueing into that, into my truth or drink,
Hmm.
do you, man, how am I going to put this so it's not, um, oh, you're already drinking. Oh, wow, okay. Joking. Um, so I mean, really, the question is more of like, do you see yourself like ever having a strong emotional bond with someone else down the line? Because that's not really the truth, but it's just more of a question.
I would hope so. I feel like I'm in this place right now and I'm building an emotional bond with myself and I think I'm gotten to like a really comfortable spot that like any relationship that I build moving forward will be really honest and beneficial and like
Mhm,
actually good and not have like any like toxic or, you know, not to say that no shit won't happen or whatever, but it will be a different kind of like connection moving forward because I have more of a connection with myself.
mhm,
But I would hope so. I think it would be really difficult right now
Mhm.
But I think in the future, I'm looking forward to that because I would love to be vulnerable with someone, which I re recognize in like previous relationship. I don't think I've ever truly been as vulnerable as I thought I was. And I picked a lot of partners who met me where I was at, so I didn't have to really dive deep into like that emotional depth of me or whatever. Like it was easy to keep them at like a certain length. So I would hope in the future.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Detail your craziest crash out moment over a partner.
Honestly, funny enough, I've never really crashed
You've
out.
never crashed out?
Never.
Wow.
No. I'm very much go with the flow, very much chill. And I think that's like why it's really hard for me to kind of like relate to like for example, like my guy friends. They've had many different crash out moments. I can describe some for you if you want to hear a story,
Nah,
but
nah, nah, nah. Keep their business.
right. But like me personally, I've never had the the feeling of like wanting to like crash out because someone did me wrong and did me dirty because most of the time, like if I find out that someone did do me dirty, I've already moved on and I'm just finding out because the past, some things always come to light. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh damn, and then I just keep pushing. But nothing has ever happened to me. Thank goodness, thank God, because I don't know what I'll do if I crash out. I'm scared because I've never done it. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Yeah, but I've been very calm, and I'll always be calm. Yeah. In your previous relationships, what was your biggest insecurity within those relationships?
About the relationship or about myself?
Both.
Hmm, that's a good question. I'm a drink, but I'm gonna answer
Mm.
it.
I love that. Also, what are you drinking, please?
It's what is that little thing called? It's some wine that I found on at CVS. It's like a
Box wine.
no, it's not a box. It's like Sutter Home. It's like one of those little things, and I put a little shot in it as well. So
Shot of wine.
tequila.
Oh, lovely. I'm
Yeah.
drinking a margarita. I also put a shot of tequila. Actually, more than that, but
You ain't been drinking it at all. You should take something right now.
okay, sure.
Cheers.
How many seconds?
Let's do five.
Okay. Okay.
I would have finished it, but I was like, let's relax. It's not good.
I put more than a shot of tequila in that hole. It was very strong.
I just wanted to distract you from the question.
Ooh. Anyways, I'm not distracted. If anything, I'm drinking locks me in even harder. So please.
Locks you in even harder. It's crazy. Um, okay. What was my biggest insecurity? Okay, I think one of my biggest insecurity with my last relationships was not being good enough, I think.
Mm,
And I just feeling like I wasn't their type or maybe that they wanted something different or that I wasn't like exciting enough. I feel like I had a tendency of feeling like I needed to entertain people in order for them to stay around in my life. And it's just so happened recently that I realized I have nothing to prove to anybody. I just have to be myself. And yeah, round of applause for me for that. But yeah, I think that was like my biggest insecurity both on both sides, like within myself and in relationships. And I think that's why I attracted a lot of people who kind of confirmed that narrative.
and it
So
just had to be air signs.
yeah. I've only
I,
dated air sign men. Y'all
I,
can't get enough of me. I don't know.
I guess not. I guess not. Honestly, um, yeah, it's so interesting.
That was a good question. I like that one.
Okay,
Okay. Is that that was a question, right?
I have yeah. No, wait. Say that again. What
I
do you
think it's
mean?
my turn, right?
It is your turn.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm a little tipsy, so it just hit because I was drinking this whole
Already.
time. I was drinking this whole time.
Wow.
And I
Okay.
did, you know,
Oh yeah, that is true too.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could match you on that.
That's
Oh,
what I want
so
to know too. I want to talk about
okay,
that because I saw this
go
thing.
ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but like
No,
there
no,
is
no
this thing
worries.
where like uh I saw on Twitter somebody was like, "Oh, like I'll have sex with her, but I won't kiss her. That's
Oh,
too intimate." What are you talking about? What are we talking about
oh,
here?
okay. All right. To be fair, I get it. I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. As a guy, it makes sense because we're just trying to get a nut off. If I'm making out with
I
you,
hate y'all.
if I'm making out with you, in my head, you're almost damn near like my girlfriend. Like at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like,
How do you have so crazy world? How do y'all even initiate sex without making out?
oh, I mean, I make out. Sorry, let me preface this. I love to make out. That's like my favorite thing to do before even because I'm a big firm believer in foreplay.
As you should be. That's what everyone should do. That's important. That's
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I mean, but I be holding hands and shit. Like that's foreplay to
Yeah.
me too. Okay. All right, thank you. Because like honestly, my guy friends be making me feel like, hey man, you're insane. Listen, man, it turns me on. All right.
Uh,
So it goes both ways. But okay, but hear me out though. Hear me out. I get it. Because you don't want to have that connection on two fronts. You know what I'm saying? Make a decision, either with your head or with your other head. And you're making a decision with the other head most of the time because at the end of the day, it's all roads lead to that head anyways.
okay,
Next
it's my
question.
turn.
No, it is your turn. Yeah, and
Okay.
then I'll do the next one. We'll have more.
Name your favorite ex.
I don't have one, and I also drink to that as well.
Might as well.
You're an X for a reason.
Mm, 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 mm.
You're an X for a reason. I hate when people linger on their exes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. That means you're not healed from that at all. That means you haven't grown from it at all. Um, like what do you gain from that? Like
Yeah.
it happened, you experienced it. That's a whole nother life that you had. You need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't care what kind of, I don't care how good the pussy was. I don't care how good the head was.
You gotta let it go.
You have to let it go.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times people it's comfortable to stay in those spaces because you're so familiar with them. So
Hmm.
it's easier to be like, yeah, like, yada yada yada. But at a certain point it just gets ridiculous. I feel like in this culture
Hmm.
in general, like on social media, we talk about our exes entirely too much. And I get it. Like they played a pivotal, is that the right word?
Yeah,
Pivotal or impact role. Like
impactful role.
they impacted us a lot. And I do
Hmm.
think that like I can look at all my past situations and like, dang, I'm thankful for how everything turned out. And like they definitely did play a role in like my like forming of myself. But that's it.
Yeah.
It's that it. And like one thing I want to tell y'all, or everybody and just anybody in general, when a man says they hate their ex, or anybody who says they hate
Hmm.
their ex, they are still in love with that person.
Facts.
Coming from a person who used to say that, they're still in love
Hmm.
with that person. So it's very important to know what the fuck, like listen to what they be saying, because so it always be the opposite. It
Hmm.
always be the opposite. But anyways, your turn.
What is the biggest misconception you think your exes had about you?
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh,
Mm. Okay, now
ooh.
I know. I have
That's a
some
good one.
heat right now. Yeah.
Damn. Biggest misconception that I wouldn't leave them alone. Well, I think they know that now, that I wouldn't leave them alone.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people think that because I made myself so available for those past people that I think that now I don't think they really care, but like if they look at it in a grand scheme of things, they're probably like, well, I thought she would always be there, or she wouldn't like change or level up or get better or whatever the case may be. But I think that, or what else? What I'm trying to think. Let me dig a little deeper. That might just be something I hope that they think.
Okay, yeah, let's dig a little bit deeper.
Let's dig a little deeper.
Imagine yourself as an air sign, right? Just perfect,
You know, my
pretty,
friends think I
simple.
act like an air sign.
You do. I'm joking. No, yeah, I don't think you do.
Thank you.
But you definitely have air sign
I do have
qualities.
air sign qualities. I
Yeah,
do appreciate air sign. You guys, I won't I hope this doesn't come off as this if I'm like I hate air signs. I don't. I actually enjoy them. Like I
I
tend to
know.
have a lot of air sign or earth sign people. See in my life.
I'm right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like y'all cool as fuck. Y'all very
I'm,
interesting. You just have to understand that they're just as interesting to everybody else. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Although I think myself personally, I'm more boring. I think I'm boring, but
You're not boring. I used to think I was boring, and then I realized I just don't like those people. If someone thinks I'm boring,
oh,
I just don't like you.
that you know what?
There
Yeah,
it is.
no, that's a fact. That's a fact because I
There it
remember one of
is.
my ex friends, right? Because
Hmm.
guys can have those too, right? Guys could have ex friends. I'm not gonna be friends with you because you're being a dick, but we're guys, so it's whatever. I hate people like
Hmm.
that. What the fuck thinks like that?
Yeah.
Anyways, bro said I was boring. He was like, and it's like stuck in my head. Not that I think I'm boring now. I wasn't before, but I'm boring. I think I'm boring now. Whatever.
Calm.
Calm. That's the word. But like he was like, I don't think any girls are gonna like want to get with you because you're just too boring. I'm like, huh? Me? Boring? That's crazy. And I look at us.
They just wasn't our vibe. They
It
wasn't our
just
little.
wasn't. It
They
wasn't
wasn't
the
our little
vibe.
shits. They
Yeah,
wasn't our little shits. I hate when
there
people
wasn't
say
that little
that.
shit. Really?
I wouldn't want any. I like when people say that. Let me correct
Mm,
that. I like when people
okay.
say that, but don't. I would never want my person to call me their little shit. Don't call me your little shit.
Yeah,
I
I
ain't your
would call
little
you my little,
shit.
call you your fine
I ain't
shit.
your little shit. I
Yeah,
swear,
it's
I'm not. I'm
hey,
not nobody's shit.
it's shit spelled SHYTT though, so like it's even
I don't
better.
like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, those Harry Danger memes are killing the fuck out of me.
They are hilarious. I love this.
Yeah,
Is by the time people listen to this, it's going to be probably done.
hopefully
But
not.
I love Henry
Harry
Danger.
Danger.
So they're really good. It's a few ones I'm over here like, damn, do I want to post this?
Hey, you remember posting some once? My whole feed is just full of reposts from you.
All I
It's
do, I swear to God, my repost button hate to see me coming because I'm over there
oh
just
my god, that's like the new Twitter for you.
I
Ah,
love it. I because
yeah,
Twitter, social media in general, I feel like we got to a place where we're not actually like socializing. Why is everyone acting like we're supposed to be like not communicating? Like I'll comment on anything. I like conversating. I'm a
yeah,
talkative person. I genuinely want to know more. And if you said something funny, I want you to know that I thought it was funny.
yeah. I think Instagram killed it. That's why.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done during sex?
Most embarrassing thing I've done during sex. Um, okay, I'll answer this one because you wanted it on the thing. So this is gonna be fun. So I know that probably felt good as fuck.
It did. I felt so great. Ugh.
Yeah. Nothing feels better than like rubbing your eyes or like scratching your ankles after you take off some like really tight socks.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Oh no. Actually, take that back. I have the question. Why do men wear socks during sex?
extra grip, at least for me. Extra grip. We're doing a lot of activities. Sometimes, like especially the type of socks that we wear, it clings really well on the bed. So that way
Hmm.
we can have extra more thrust and force.
Interesting.
That's really it. You know what I'm saying? The socks don't come off. Like if the socks are off, then it's weird. It's like a weird like cold draft, and it's just like my feet are there. You know, and a lot of guys don't have their nails kept. A lot of guys have the most ugliest feet in the world. I
Hmm.
used to have ugly feet because I ran track and field, but like my feet look good now. I get pedicures and shit like that. You know what
A lady.
I'm saying? A lady, a king.
That's funny.
Look, Adam might be the lady if that means I have
No,
good
that's a
looking feet.
king. I'm sorry. I like that. That's good. Good job.
Please, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of guys don't really have like good looking feet. They're not trying to scratch you. You know what I'm saying? While y'all are hunching.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense. But socks for me is just for grip. Sometimes, shit, I'll put on some fucking. 'Cause I have a pair. I have like 2 pairs of like those like trampoline like bounce house socks.
Mm.
Wear those shits and just go to town. Like it's really it's a game changer for sure.
Mm. All right, well, that wraps up this episode. Do you have any questions that I should have asked that would
Any
help men,
questions that
that
you
would
should
help
have?
women know more about the men's psyche?
Any questions that you should have asked that would help women know more about the men's psyche? Okay, I'm gonna leave this one for most women.
Okay.
What is the last time you either complimented or gifted that man that you care about in
All
your
right,
life?
next episode, guys.
No,
That's something.
no,
Hi, guys.
no.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like,
Hey,
comment, subscribe, watch on
police.
YouTube, follow, leave a rating, whatever you can. Yeah. Bye. Thank you, Manny.
You're welcome. I'm gonna call the cops after this, but you're welcome.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.